It seems like we might be getting a strong idea about when to expect the PlayStation 5. I think we can pretty much all assume that we're going to get a PlayStation 5 more or less in 2020. And now things are starting to point more and more towards that. I know a lot of people aren't going to probably agree with this, but there is an article to back it up as well. And we are talking about Sony shares. That's what really counts when it comes to Sony. And they fall to the lowest point since 2016 due to weak PS4 demand. Sometimes the stock market obviously is a tricky thing, but at the same time what we're seeing is that Sony shares basically are down due to the fact that the demand for the PS4 just isn't what it used to be. So obviously investors are out there. The stock market is something that a lot of these companies rely on. This is a very interesting point. The PS4 itself, sales are slowing down incredibly. I've mentioned this multiple times. The Switch is really picking up steam. The Xbox One picking up steam. Price cuts for that have really helped it. I would actually expect a price cut for the PS4 Pro very soon, like officially. It's definitely going to happen. Obviously the PS4 over 90 million. It'll hit 100 million easy. So obviously the system's doing really great, and this is just a decline. Now, of course, the article that I'm reading from is very much from a Sony fanboy perspective. But investors are very much talking about the lack of demand and desire for a PS4 right now, which obviously could lead to a rushed PS5. Sony's stock has hit its lowest point in over 2 years off the back end of perceived quote-unquote weak demand for the PS4. So that is a real thing. This is for the PS4 per Bloomberg. Obviously, it's definitely not as positive as the headline numbers would suggest. It feels slightly negative, said Andrew Jackson, head of Japanese equities at the CSSD Capital Markets in Singapore. Obviously, it's because the smartphone division continues to bleed money, and the PlayStation division has long covered for the weakness of that and other divisions in the past. With PlayStation sales naturally slowing down, there is negativity regarding the future of Sony as a whole in the short term. So it's not just like the PlayStation, but Sony in general seems to be sort of slowing down and things like that. So, I think Sony's going to be fine. I think they're going to get the PlayStation 5 out. The problem with that Sony's really going to have is the fact that, they don't have anything in terms of to talk about this year. They're not going to E3. They're not doing anything in between. There's nothing to really hype people up for the PS4. And it doesn't even look like they're going to be hyping up the Xbox One, or the PlayStation 5 even until maybe late this year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all sort of plays out. But at the same time, I think they'll be fine long term. But it is give an interesting idea on when to expect the next PlayStation. Microsoft better be ready. That's all I can say. Let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.